In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 26, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Brooklyn Nets versus Milwaukee Bucks. The Brooklyn Nets are set to face off against the Milwaukee Bucks this Thursday at the Fiserv Forum. This game will see the Nets, who currently hold a record of 11-18 straight up, 16-12-1 against the spread, and 14-15 in terms of over-under, attempting to bounce back from a disappointing 110-95 loss to the Miami Heat on Monday. This defeat extended their struggles, as they have now dropped 5 of their last 6 games. On the other hand, the Milwaukee Bucks come into this matchup in much better form, with a 17-12 straight-up record, 13-15-1 against the spread, and a 12-17 over-under record. The Bucks are riding high after a commanding 112-91 victory over the Chicago Bulls on Monday. Milwaukee has won 6 of their last 7 games overall, showcasing their recent dominance. The Nets and Bucks have already clashed twice this season, splitting the series so far. Brooklyn secured a 115-102 victory on October 27, while Milwaukee responded with a hard-fought 118-113 win on December 8. Over their last 10 head-to-head encounters, the Bucks have proven superior in terms of straight-up results, going 8-2. However, against the spread, Milwaukee has struggled slightly, managing just a 4-6 record in those matchups. Brooklyn continues to face challenges with its roster as the team remains short-handed. Cam Thomas is still sidelined due to injury, while Ben Simmons is listed as questionable for Thursday's game. Similarly, the Bucks are monitoring the health of key players, including Damian Lillard, Chris Livingston, and A.J. Johnson, all of whom are dealing with illness. Despite these uncertainties, Milwaukee has been in excellent form, winning 6 of their last 7 games. Their most recent performance, a 21-point demolition of the Bulls in Chicago, came without their 2 stars, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. This demonstrates the team's depth and resilience as they continue to dominate even in the absence of their marquee players. Meanwhile, the Nets have lost 8 of their last 10 games, and the majority of those losses have been lopsided, with 8 coming by double digits. With Cam Thomas unlikely to return for this matchup, the Bucks are well positioned to secure a convincing victory, so the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Nets play at the slowest pace in the NBA, averaging just 96.7 possessions per 48 minutes, while the Bucks are slightly faster paced at 99.6 possessions per 48 minutes. They are still considered a moderately paced team. Although the over has hit in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these teams, this matchup could deviate from that trend. The game is scheduled shortly after the holiday season, which often results in slower starts and a more measured pace. Additionally, these 2 teams recently faced each other, meaning both sides should be well prepared defensively. Brooklyn, while not a top-tier defensive team, ranks 9th in opponent turnover percentage, which can disrupt Milwaukee's offensive rhythm. As mentioned earlier, the health of both teams introduces significant uncertainty into this game. However, one thing remains constant: Milwaukee's defense has been stellar of late. The Bucks held the high-scoring Oklahoma City Thunder to just 81 points in the NBA Cup Finals and limited Chicago to only 91 points without Giannis or Lillard on the court. Over their last 7 games, Milwaukee has given up just 103 points per game, a key factor in their recent resurgence. Similarly, Brooklyn has shown improvement on the defensive end, holding opponents to an average of 103 points over their last 3 outings. Given the questionable status of Lillard and Antetokounmpo for the Bucks and the continued absence of Cam Thomas for the Nets, this game lacks significant scoring firepower. As a result, the defensive strengths of both teams and their shorthanded offenses are likely to keep the score in check. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Sacramento Kings. On Thursday evening, the Detroit Pistons will head to the Golden One Center in Sacramento for a road matchup against the Sacramento Kings. The Pistons, currently holding a 13-17 record, are riding high after an impressive victory over the Los Angeles Lakers in their previous outing. Meanwhile, the Kings are reeling after a demoralizing home defeat against the Indiana Pacers, leaving them searching for answers. Detroit continues to deal with the absence of Isaiah Stewart, who remains sidelined due to injury. On the other hand, Sacramento benefits from a fully healthy roster with no players listed on their injury report. Despite this advantage, the Kings are struggling mightily. Their recent blowout loss to the Pacers not only deepened their season woes but also dropped them to a new low, 4 games below a .500 record. This prompted jeers from their own fans as frustration mounted in the final quarter. While their previous 3 losses were relatively close, with a combined margin of 18 points, the team now faces a confident Pistons squad. Detroit has been enjoying success on their West Coast trip, securing notable victories against both the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Kings' defensive lapses are concerning as they allow nearly 15 three-pointers per game, the 3rd highest in the NBA, with opponents converting at an efficient 37.5% rate. Though the Pistons rank 15th in three-point shooting percentage league-wide, they have the potential to capitalize and sink at least 14 long-range shots in this contest. While it's premature to declare the Detroit Pistons as a strong team, their recent form is undeniably promising. Winning 3 of their last 4 games, they have disrupted the offensive flow of both the Lakers and Suns by forcing a significant number of turnovers. Their tenacious defensive energy makes them a team worth watching. Conversely, the Sacramento Kings have consistently underperformed this season, failing to live up to expectations. They now sit 4 games below .500 and hold an unimpressive 10-19-1 record against the spread. In their last 10 games, they've covered the spread just 3 times, leaving little confidence in their ability to perform as favorites. Over their last 6 games, the Pistons have shown steady improvement and undoubtedly gained confidence from their recent win over the Lakers. Meanwhile, the Kings remain one of the league's most disappointing teams, struggling to generate momentum despite having a fully healthy lineup. While there's always the possibility that Sacramento could turn things around, their lack of consistency makes them a risky bet. Until the Kings prove otherwise, the Pistons appear primed to pull off a road upset. So the Detroit Pistons to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This matchup is expected to be high-scoring due to the offensive prowess and defensive vulnerabilities of both teams. Over their last 7 games, the Kings and Pistons each rank in the top 10 in offensive rating, showcasing their ability to put points on the board. Defensively, however, the Kings rank 17th, and the Pistons fall even lower at 27th. Additionally, both teams favor a fast-paced style of play, with Detroit ranking 6th and Sacramento 11th in pace during the same period. With strong offensive outputs and an up-tempo game likely over the projected total is our full game total pick. Utah Jazz versus Portland Trail Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers are in the midst of a significant slump and are desperate to reverse their fortunes as they prepare to host a Utah Jazz team that also seeks to rebound from a recent loss. The Jazz are coming off a defeat following 2 consecutive wins and will aim to reassert dominance, having dismantled the Blazers 141-99 in their only previous meeting this season. Utah has struggled overall, with a 3-7 record in their last 10 games, and currently holds the 2nd lowest point total in the Western Conference standings. The Trail Blazers are on an even steeper downward trajectory, having lost 2 consecutive games and 8 of their last 9. With the 3rd fewest points in the West, they maintain only a slim 1.5 game lead over the Jazz in the standings. This contest provides an opportunity for Portland to stabilize, but their recent form raises serious doubts. Both teams will enter this matchup undermanned. The Jazz are still without John Collins and Keon George, who are listed as day-to-day, while the Trail Blazers will continue to miss key players Robert Williams and Mattis Thybulle. The absence of these players further highlights the difficulties both squads face, making it challenging to gauge which team holds the upper hand. Their struggles have been pronounced, as evidenced by Utah's commanding 42-point victory over Portland just weeks ago. During that game, Utah, despite being a 3.5-point road underdog, dominated a short-handed Blazers team that was missing Scoot Henderson. Statistically, Utah has been a better shooting team than Portland. The Jazz averaged 13.8 made three-pointers per 100 possessions, ranking 13th in the league, with a 36.3% success rate from beyond the arc, placing them 16th. Inside the arc, they shoot 53.2%, ranking 20th. Utah also has an edge on the boards, with Portland sitting at the bottom of the league in defensive rebounding percentage compared to Utah's 21st rank. Historically, Utah has dominated this matchup, winning and covering the spread in 4 of their last 5 meetings with Portland. Portland's struggles are compounded by a broader trend of underperformance in favored roles. Over the last 666 days, the Trail Blazers have been favorites in only 10 games and have failed to cover the spread in 6 of their last 7 such instances. This poor track record aligns with their recent form, including their 42-point home loss to Utah earlier this month. While both teams are mired in difficulties, Utah showed competitiveness in their recent game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, suggesting they could offer value as an underdog against a faltering Portland squad. Backing the Jazz to cover the spread feels like the most logical pick, despite their ongoing issues. Portland's role as favorites feels tenuous at best, and while Utah is dealing with injuries, they've shown they can remain competitive. Although a repeat blowout is unlikely, the Jazz should manage to keep the game close, so the Utah Jazz to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. On the total points front, recent trends favor the over. 7 of Utah's last 8 games have gone over the projected total, as have 6 of Portland's last 9. The over has also hit in 4 of Portland's last 5 home games and 5 of their last 7 matchups with Utah. Both teams rank tied for 13th in pace, registering 99.3 possessions per 48 minutes, which has contributed to high-scoring affairs. 4 of Portland's last 5 games and 7 of Utah's last 8 have seen more than 224 points scored. When these teams faced off earlier this month, the total went over due to Utah's explosive 141-point performance. While the Jazz are not typically a high-scoring team, they are capable of putting up big numbers against Portland's 24th-ranked defense in opponents' points per game. In their last outing, the Blazers allowed 132 points, showcasing their defensive vulnerabilities. At home, Portland has been more effective offensively, barring their previous blowout loss to Utah, and they should be able to produce a better scoring output this time around. Both teams' defensive deficiencies suggest another high-scoring game, making over the projected total as our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.